vibe session. What's up, my bros and brosets? No, not gonna do that. We are gonna just say hello. That's a weird thing to say. Hey is more normal. All right, we're just gonna get into this. Welcome back, unless this is the first episode. Yeah, nobody knows. And then I guess it's called an episode, but it's not. It's a chat. It's hang. It's a you ask for questions, and I did the thing. Did this thing. Wow, this sucks. I'm gonna work on this whole branding. Welcome back. One big one. I've seen this asked quite a few times, and though I have explained it in short versions on press over the years, y'all asked how I got the role of Big Time Rush, and I'm gonna dig into that with you right now. That means something cool happened behind me, because we got a great green screen guy. I'm in a room by myself. I'm gonna have friends helping operate, but they're just giggling and they're not helpful at all. Cattle call, I guess. So cattle call is when like anybody can audition, basically. It was very vague, very broad, and they basically said, hey, we want to create a TV show and a band. I think they called it a boy band. In fact, it was originally called the Unscripted Boy Band Project. Fun fact. So it was like, hey, Sony, Columbia, the label, and Nickelodeon came together and said, we want to do something. I think Hannah Montana was crushing it at the time. So they're like, all right, they've got a music project. We want to do our version of that. So they came up with the idea of 4 guys, boy band. That's about all they had. And they decided to start casting for it. Anyways, no scripts, no real concept, no music. They just had that. So 2007. Yeah, you can make the old jokes if you want. Go for it. I look great. Washboard abs! Check it! Had the first cattle call, the big casting call in LA. I was living in San Diego at the time, and I was driving back and forth like 4 times a week. It was crazy. And then at some point during that, I think I ended up getting my own apartment and graduating high school early. It was crazy. It was a little wild. Living in LA at 17. I rented a room in Studio City in LA, for those of you playing along at home. Before I had the room in Studio City, I was driving Mustang 2005 convertible red tan top. Just some perspective, some reference here. It said JD Maz on the license plate. Embarrassing. I did not choose that. Friend chose that for me. In fact, friend, sidebar, here's a story before the story. Friend got me a license plate for my birthday present when I was 16 without consulting me. Is this legal? I didn't think so then. I don't think so now. You know what I'm thinking? He probably forged my signature, and that's messed up. And I am gonna take a case up against this now. It's a little late, but I still clearly am upset about this. Go to the audition. It was singing. They'd give us a song. One of the first songs that we had to sing was Chris Brown's With You. I probably sang that song 500 times. Like straight up. They'd be like, all right, sing in this pair with these 3 guys and these 3 guys. Come up, sing it by yourself. The song, if you don't know what I'm talking about, with you, with you, with you, with you, with you. Yeah, no, it's stuck in my head forever. Like, is it a good song? I don't know. Can't tell anymore. It has been overplayed and oversung in my mind. We're reliving some trauma together here. That's okay. They'd give us some choreography. I'd go learn the choreography, come in, do it in this group, do it by yourself, boom. Then acting. We had an acting coach. We'd be given scenes. We'd read through a bunch of different characters, because again, like they barely had scenes, didn't really know what they wanted, and they were filming the whole thing as if they might have made this like an unscripted show, which is not what I was signing up for. It was wild. Then after all of that, they would like send you back to your hotel, because they brought you out for a few days to do this, and they would say at that time, which I know they're not proud of this, and I'm not trying to throw any shade here. It's just what happened. They would say, hey, wait in your hotel room, wait for a phone call, and we'll let you know if you're still staying here tomorrow. Which is a bad way to do things, you know, because you're sitting there and you're like, am I gonna get it? You know, I remember my dad was with me because I was a minor, and he came up, and we had 2 beds in the room, and he's in one bed, I'm in the other bed, and I'm just anxious and nervous. This opportunity of a lifetime. I remember waiting for hours. I was getting to the point where I'm like, kind of annoyed. I'm like, I'm hungry. I want to go get some food. And then finally get a call and just like, pick it up. And it was one of the producers. She goes, kid you not, oh, hey, you're still in your room? What? What do you mean am I still in my room? He said, wait in the room until you tell us what's going on. So like, what? She went, oh, yeah, no, you're good. How long you known this for, huh? Been like 4 hours. You could have told me, I don't know, 4 hours ago. And it turns out the way they did it was that they were sliding things under the doors of people who didn't make it, which I'm like, and again, no shade. They're a little regretful of how they did it initially, but rocky start. Made it through the screen test a few days later, made it down to 4 of us. Logan was in that round as well. He started in Texas and I started in LA. And so met him, he was in that round. There was like essentially 4 of us 2 and 2 other guys. Then they basically said, all right, so we're gonna think about it and get back to you. Like, what was the whole point of this? Get a call, I don't know, a week or two later, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna recast again, which was just, my heart sunk. You know, I'm like, after all of that, we're gonna go through the whole process again, but I was like, all right, I mean, showbiz, I guess, one of my first real experiences, that nothing's guaranteed. There's a million reasons why things don't work, and only a few reasons why they do. It is what it is, all right, I'm gonna keep auditioning for shows, and if you want me to come back for the next one, come back. So, happened again. Same process, but a little more fine-tuned. Now they had kind of the TV show idea, the characters down a little better as far as I can recall. I was initially going for, I think it was Kendall's character they wanted me for, and then they found me much more for the James character, which was called Brian with a Y, if I recall. If you're Brian with a Y and you're watching this, you just have to explain it to people a lot, I bet, right? You just gotta, every time you give your name and it needs to be spelled correctly, you gotta be like, Brian, it's B-R-Y-A-N. What? Yeah, it's Brian, but with no I, it's a Y. B-R-I-A-Y-A, no, just B-R-Y. Why am I having it? Anyways, because your parents named you Brian with Y. That's what I recall on that one. Did it all again. And then what was down was Logan and I and two other guys. Same thing. Like, all right, good job. You got this far. Sorry, did I got it? I got the job. We got the thing. We're moving. No, didn't say that. But we'd like to put you under contract. Great for the show? No, not so much. A holding contract. It's exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna pay you just a few dollars so that you can't do other things, but you're on hold, which, hey, at the time, I was getting paid no money. I was just auditioning, so I was kind of like, all right, well, at least that's something. That's gas money, kind of help pay for the room I'm renting now. Third time came around. I'm like, all right, it's still going. Gonna redo the audition process, the singing, the dancing, the acting, whole shebang. Is that used right? Whole shebang? You know when you don't say things, like phrases? I don't think I've ever said that phrase. Then you just, something in the back of your head just goes, say this. Then you do it, and then you're just like, I don't really know what I just said. Doesn't happen to me often, but just did. And at this point, third time, I mean, this is, each one is like 6 months in between, so we're like a year and a half into this. They actually say, all right, we are moving forward. Found Carlos in this round, and we had another guy, Kurt Hansen. We actually went and they shot like $1 million pilot. So they built a pool in the middle of Paramount. It wasn't even on a soundstage, it was outside in the parking lot, which is like kind of wild because everybody's watching us, you're going in and out. We did the whole thing. I mean, it was a big TV show set. Glickman, ooh, I'll catch you up on Glickman in a second. Anyway, so we shoot this entire thing and we think, man, we had stylists come in, we had new haircuts, the whole thing is starting to move. And I'm thinking, finally, man, it's been a year and a half. This is exciting, signed a contract, we're filming the first episode, it's gonna go. And then they decided to cast again. I shit you not. Guys, we're going through this again. Like, I'm grateful, but I'm reliving a wild couple years of my life. So at this point, they decide to do it all over again, and we're just kind of going like, is this thing ever gonna go? They didn't know what they wanted, but hey, you know, made some good friends, had a good experience, made a couple bucks. So I'm auditioning for other things still, we're doing this, and on the fourth time around, we get Kendall. And finally had this synergy, or even we could feel it. You know, the four of us were like, all right, this makes sense. Everybody gets along, everybody's unique enough where I feel like we complement each other. You know, we kind of got it, like why they waited so long. They wanted that chemistry, and it worked, but then they still didn't pick up the show. It was like, all right, we got it, but let's, wait for the timing, network stuff. And I remember then I was auditioning, got a Disney movie audition. I don't know if I got the offer or if I was just called back at a high level, but my agents basically used that as leverage. And they called up Nickelodeon, like, all right, guys, I know he's technically in a holding contract, but he's got to eat, and it's been too long, so with respect, we're gonna go ahead and take this other job. And they went, whoa, no. Funny enough, we were just pulling up his paperwork right now. So whether that is, was the last catalyst, if you will, or if the timing was just how the timing worked out. I'm not trying to take credit for that bit, but however it happened, they finally said, we're going. And so they picked up the show with us four. They picked up a bunch, it was 20 episodes first season, or 22 or something like that. Also, Glickman, he wasn't the original Glickman. In fact, we had another guy who was actually, I don't know if I should call him out on this, but he's a big star now. But his version of comedy was different. It was a little more mature, a little more dry. When I said the name of the show, Stranger Things, that he's on, I don't know if I can use that or not, but it's not like it's a secret. Very funny. Alcoholic in the show. I'm not going to give you any more hints. He had this job. It's also not a bad thing. He got cast. He's very talented, but it was very dry and it was a kid's show. So I remember them going in the table read. Actually, we did the whole table read, and then they're like, we're about to go into the first pilot, and they're kind of like, all right, so we're still gonna look for someone else here, which was wild because we were days away from shooting, and they still recast the role, which is crazy. Hollywood. Yay, fun. But Stephen Glickman, I walked in like the next day or two, and we found our guy. He's hilarious. They're telling me all about him, and they pull up his tape, and I go, Glicky! That's my boy! So So Glickman and I grew up in San Diego together. He's Jewish, I'm Jewish, Jewish families, him and then one other family, the Shaperies. We used to all get together and have like high holiday dinners together. So like we've just known each other and family friends for years. It is such a small world. He's always been one of the funniest people I know, one of the best comedians I know. And the fact that he got then onto the show that I've been working on for 2 years, right before it happened, was just, it was so cool. That's part of the story. That's the fast version, believe it or not. We reshot the same pilot, which was weird, by the way, because we had already shot it and we literally went back and recreated like the same, we have the same opening scene with the other Kendall, the not Kendall, which, God, I kind of want to go back and rewatch that at some point if it still exists, because it's so weird. Like we almost shot for shot the same pilot episode, but now with the right crew, the crew that is still the crew today, the Big Time Rush boys, you know, again, after all that, the truth is they could have not worked. We're just so blessed and lucky that it ended up being, I think still to this day, the biggest premiere in live action history for Nickelodeon. So that was wild, and then it continued to do well because of you guys watching this. I'm sure many of you watched the show, or some new fans that hadn't. That's all right. If you want to see your boy with some longer hair doing some things with his hands that looked like spirit fingers, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Damn it. I just did it. If you want to see some of that, it's on Paramount Plus now. So go take a look. We'd film a season, and then we'd go tour. After 6 or so years of that, took a little bit of a break, about 8 years to be exact. Then brought the band back, got the old gang together, got the boys of the band, we're back. Been about 3 years now being back, and have crushed it. You guys have come out to every show. We've done 2 US tours and a South American tour. We were planning more tours for next year. It's super exciting. Just had another 5 songs added to Another Life. The Looks album is out now. I mean, it's just crazy to think of all that we've accomplished and done since we come back as just a band. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's some sort of film TV component to the band's future. I don't know. I'm honestly going to say I don't know, because I don't know. Nothing majorly secretive I'm keeping from you. There's some secrets. There's a few secrets specific to that, but like not a lot. Either way, if you enjoyed this as much as I did, this was a nice little trek down memory lane. Comment below. Talk with me. This one was not talking with me. I was just talking at you for a long time. Shoot me some topics down there in the comment. What else would that mean? I don't know. I just went to a dirty place, but it's just not. It wasn't intended. It was. I'm gonna go.